This is Embodied Success, the podcast, where we explore topics that help to balance your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. With these four elements interacting in harmony, we can experience joy in both our career and personal lives. This is Embodied Success. Hello and welcome to Embodied Success, the podcast. This is your host, Sarah Ann Ferguson, somatic practitioner and quantum living mentor. And today we are going to be talking about our human design profiles. So this is a huge topic. And I've struggled with this episode because I was trying to condense everything into one, say, 15-minute episode. And then I soon realized that that is impossible. And so today I am going to talk about each line, so each number separately. And in your profiles, you have two numbers, two lines. And so in a part 2 to this episode, I will talk about the 12 profiles because there are 6 numbers and that makes up 12 different profiles that you can have in human design. So even just talking about each number is quite a lot. So I'm going to do my best to not go on and on and on and just try and keep this as concise as possible. So I'll talk about each line and a little bit about them, and then talk about what your quantum purpose is. So what the if you are living out the highest expression of these numbers in your profile, then you will be fulfilling your quantum purpose. So, and then I'll leave you with some contemplations for each of those. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you find out what your human design profile is. And so that is going to look like a fraction in your profile. And you have the first number in your profile, which is going to represent what you contribute to the world, what you're meant to give and share with the world. And then the second number in your profile signifies what you need as a foundation or what is crucial for you to have in order for you to fulfill the purpose of your first line. And so as I said, there are 12 profiles. And so each profile has a mix of the upper and lower triagram. So there's 1 through 3, which is lower. And those are intrapersonal experiences and teach us things about our own experience, and they're about contemplation and our own learning style. And then 3 through 6 is transpersonal, and these involve processing life experiences through relationships with others. And so each of us are going to be a mix of the upper and the lower, unless you are a 1-3 or a 4-6. So those are the only exception. So most of us are a mix of introverted and extroverted energies. If that has been your experience, this might have something to do with that. So I'm going to talk about the traditional name because that's what most people know is the traditional names for their profiles. But I'm also going to let you know what the quantum name is. And the quantum human design, which is created by my teacher, who is Karen Curry Parker, is a continuum of human design. And it's going to help you understand what the fullest expression of your chart can be when you begin to live a life free of your conditioning and what is possible for you. Whereas traditional human design speaks to who you are not. Okay, so the line 1 is traditionally called the investigator. And the quantum name for this is the resource. And this is because you are driven by curiosity. And this is because you need information and data. You need to know all the facts in order for you to feel safe and to feel secure making your decisions. You're the sort of person that if, say, you're going on a trip somewhere, you want to have all the books, all the travel books, you want to have all the itineraries sorted out and know exactly everything and every move that you're going to make. And your purpose is to be a resource for others. But your quantum purpose, so if you are fully living out the full expression of your line 1, you are laying the information foundation for the security and safety of all of us. So you are a foundation, which you are also being a line 1, you're the first on the lower trigram. So you are a foundation line. So you are, with this information that you are collecting, you are laying that foundation. And so like the internet was created for line 1s because they needed somewhere to go to figure out all the information. So some contemplations that I would like to leave you with, and I'll put these contemplations in the show notes so that you can refer back to them. They can be contemplations that you could even use them as some journal prompts. So ask yourself, how do I manage the fear of the unknown? And am I letting the fear of the unknown keep me from moving forward? Okay, so that's the investigator, or in the quantum human design, the resource. So next we have the line 2. And the line 2 in traditional human design has been called the hermit. And in quantum human design, you are the responder. And the name hermit comes from your need for alone time in order to integrate and prepare for what's happening next in life. You need to withdraw, to contemplate. And your purpose is to share this wisdom and knowledge that you have been contemplating once you are ready. And that's where the responder comes from, because what ends up happening is you go into this integration and contemplation and you withdraw yourself from society while you do this. And when you're in that, your aura changes, and people pick up on that change in aura and they miss you and they call you out. And so you respond to that being called out when you're ready. And so that's where the name, the responder, comes from. So your quantum purpose, when you're living out the fullest expression of this line in your profile, is to integrate knowledge, energy, wisdom, and wait for the readiness of others to call you out. So when you have integrated everything, that's when you're ready. People are going to miss you, they're going to feel your absence, and they're going to call you out to share what you have been contemplating and integrating. So these are some contemplations to take into your alone time. What is my strategy for self-renewal? And what do I need to do to take time for myself? Ask yourself, am I hiding out? And am I avoiding living true to my purpose? And the last one, are there any bold steps that I need to take to share myself with the world? So that's line 2. That's the hermit, and in quantum human design, the responder. So the next one this is the last one of the lower trigram. So remembering these are the intrapersonal lines in your profile. And these are all about how you experience the world from an introspective perspective. So the line 3 is in traditional human design called the Mater. And the quantum human design name is the Explorer. And this is because you learn through trial and error. That's where the Mater comes from. But there is no, for the third line, there is no error, because you are here to explore. You're here to experiment with different things and ideas. And through that experimentation that's how you gain your knowledge and your wisdom. And you're able to then share those experiences with others. And so your quantum purpose, when you are able to fully do these things, to experiment, and you haven't been told that you've made mistakes, stop doing all this, you keep messing things up. If you don't believe that, if you just believe in yourself and express yourself authentically and continue to experiment, even though you may feel like you have failed, it's not failure, because that is your purpose, to find out what works in order to share it with others. So your quantum purpose is to explore and experience possibilities and share your experience with others, to protect them and to serve them. So some contemplations to think about or journal about. Remember, I'm going to put these in the show notes. So, do you give yourself permission to try new things? And how do you feel when they don't go as planned initially? And do you judge yourself, or do you persist in finding a solution? And how have people reacted to your creative process in the past? And have past judgments from others made you hesitant to try new things? And lastly, how would your life be different if you allowed yourself to satisfy your relentless curiosity and need to explore? So that is the Mater, or quantum human design, the Explorer. Okay, so now we are moving to the upper trigram lines. So remember, these are transpersonal, and they're how you experience energies and your life in relationship to others. So the first one is a line 4, and again, the line 4 is another foundation line. So we had line 1, which is a foundation line, because it's the bottom of the lower trigram, and line 4 is the bottom of the upper trigram. So it's in traditional human design called the opportunist, but in quantum human design, it's the stabilizer, because you are laying that foundation. You build foundations and networks for others. You prepare the way by sharing and spreading ideas. And so if you are living out your fullest expression of this networking and building, you are going to lay the foundation. Your quantum purpose will be to lay the foundation of community and connection and prepare the way for sharing and spreading ideas. So some contemplations to take on board if you have a line 4 in your in your profile is, how do I navigate change? And do I trust the process? So just before I could continue on, the line 4, because of that need for foundation, they need to know all the facts before they make big decisions. So for example, if they're like moving house, they need to have the house before they make the move. Or if they're usually, if they're in a relationship, they go from one relationship to the next. They have that in their younger years, they have that need for a foundation before moving to the next thing. But as they grow and mature, they realize their knowledge of change and how to change then becomes their foundation, and they may be able to make changes without needing to have all the structure in place first. So that's where these contemplations come from. So I'll start again with the contemplations. How do I navigate change? And do I trust the process? And do I make change with grace? What kinds of stability do I need to feel confident in my life? And do I have the foundation that I need? Do I strengthen my foundation? And who do I trust? What do I trust? And lastly, what do I need to do to deepen my relationships and my trust? So that's line 4, the opportunist, the stabilizer in quantum human design. And the next one of the upper trigram is line 5. And this traditionally has been called the heretic, which in quantum human design has been given the beautiful high frequency name of the visionary leader, because you are here to teach based on your life experiences and reflect others' needs for healing. You are a karmic mirror, and your purpose is to lead and inspire. And oftentimes, because you are this karmic mirror for others, you bring out what others need to heal in themselves through relationships with you. So if you've ever been in a relationship with someone with a 5 in their profile, then they're going to show you your shadows and what within you needs healing because of that. They have what's called transpersonal karma, and they have this energy about them where people, because of the transpersonal karma, people are drawn to them and think that they know you somehow. There's that people, they feel that there's something that they need from you or can get from you, and it can be a blessing and a curse for the line 5, depending on who it is. So the quantum purpose of the line 5 is to be a karmic mirror for others and to support the healing process through reflecting by teaching and sharing the highest potential of humanity possible. So some things to contemplate if you do have a line 5 in your profile is: how comfortable do you feel being seen and heard? And are you hiding out? Are you in relationships and in a community that values you and your wisdom? And what are you here to inspire and lead people to do? And can you hold on to that vision strongly enough to overlook the projection field? And lastly, what do you need to do to strengthen your connection to the bigger vision? So the reason there's that, can you hold on to that vision strongly enough to overlook the projection field, is because line 5s are considered to be in a projection field because people project onto them. That with being that karmic mirror, they are a projection field of us. Okay, so the last number, the last line is the line 6. And this traditionally is called the role model, and in quantum human design has been named the adept. And this is the people with line 6 in their profile. They have a very interesting life experience because you go through 3 distinct phases, and it's from birth to 30 around your Saturn return, and then 30 to 50 to around the Chiron return, and then 50 onward. And the first phase for the line 6 is very much like the line 3. That is a time of experimenting and learning, and they're in a hurry because the line 6 has felt that they're born with this need to fulfill a destiny. There's something big that's going on, and I can really relate to this because I'm a 6-3. I have always felt like there is something I need to be doing. There is this big thing that I need to do. And your first phase, that's always going to be there. You're always going to be in a rush to fulfill this thing, but you're not really sure. And so you're trying all these different things. You're being the experimenter. And then you get into your 30s, and the second phase is called or considered on the roof. So you go up on the roof, and it's a time of introspection and study and contemplation and taking all what you have learned in the first phase and integrating it. And so you still feel in a rush, like there's still this big thing that you need to fulfill, which I can also relate to because I am in the second phase now, and I just feel like there's this big thing. What is it that I'm meant to be doing? And what you realize as a line 6, when you reach your final phase, is that big thing that you're meant to be doing is being yourself, being the truest, most authentic expression of yourself, and showing people to do that themselves. So you embody what you're here to share with the world is how to live authentically. You quietly model this authenticity for others. And if you are living out the highest expression of this, then your quantum purpose is to experience, to integrate, and then demonstrate the highest potential of consciousness on the planet and quietly show the rest of us how to live it. No big deal. So that's line 6. And some things to contemplate if you have a line 6 in your profile is, how do you feel about experimenting and getting it wrong? And how do you feel about resting? And do you trust in divine timing? And what does integrity mean to you? And what does walking your talk mean to you? And are you living authentically? And what needs to change to bring your life into alignment? And what phase of your 6th line are you in right now? Are you in the first phase, 1 through 30? Are you in the second phase, on the roof, which is 30 to 50? Or are you in the last phase, 50 onward? Are you in alignment with your current phase? I would say I am definitely in alignment. I feel like I am on the roof, for sure. And it takes a lot for me to come down and join the rest of society. And the last one is, are you resisting? Okay, so I think I've been able to keep this quite concise. And like I said, there will be a part 2 to this where I talk about the 12 profiles on their own instead of just each number on their own. And so by understanding your profile is going to help you have more insight into how you can navigate the world, how you can fulfill your purpose, and how you can express the unique gifts that you hold within. And so if you embrace these aspects, these different aspects of your profile, and integrate them into your life, you're going to feel like you can make a positive impact in the world, and you're going to experience personal growth. And it's just a way to fulfill your potential and to reach that level of seeing yourself as having infinite potential, which is what we're doing here with Embodied Success. We are getting to know ourselves deeply, and we are looking at the parts of ourselves that have been conditioned And so that's what these contemplations are about. If like you will have been conditioned your whole life. And so if you contemplate these things, which I'll put, like I said, in the show notes, then you'll start to understand where you're at and what things you can do to begin to live out that highest expression of your profile and the other aspects of your design chart as well. And once you do that, then you will be able to fulfill your quantum purpose of these lines. Okay, so I hope this episode has been helpful or inspiring in some way, and that maybe you learned some things about yourself. And there's so much more. So I will do another episode on the profiles, but I also am now offering quantum human design chart readings. So if you want to really get to know your chart and have someone walk you through it and talk about your goals and what you want to do, and want to know how the aspects of your chart can help you fulfill those goals and reach your full potential, then you can head to my Stan store and click on the human design readings there. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you on the next episode.